subscribe, support, stay positive. Subscribe, support. I'm Tommy NC 2010. Welcome to the Tommy NC 2010 channel and support the. Hello, I'm Tommy NC 2010 and support the channel and stay positive. Stay positive, support the channel, and have a nice day. Subscribe, support the channel, and subscribe, support. Subscribe, stay positive, and subscribe, stay positive, and support. Subscribe, support, and stay positive.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm tying it up. Oh, hi. He is. Thank you, God. He's an awesome job. Awesome. Oh, wow.
What shoes? Hat.
So pretty. He is. Oh my gosh, amazing. How you doing?
Catherine. This is Catherine. This is Tom.
Good to hear your voice again. I mean, well, 28, well, more than 28 years, right? Almost 28 years and almost 9 months.
Russ. Sure. Thank you. I love you.
Nice to meet
Thank you for your mommy.
you. Such a good kid. He really is. He's got a good name.
See that? That's done an amazing job. I'm just so grateful.
They're beautiful too. I love them. And these are for you. I can't even begin to express my heart. And oh, so good to meet you.
I'm Russ, I'm sure you're here for a reason.
I'll let her explain.
This guy is a very important part. I have to sit down. My back don't like me.
What was that?
Back when I was 17 years old, I met this girl at McDonald's. We both worked together. And she was like almost 6 months pregnant. And she was giving her daughter up for adoption. And I went through her. I went with it through her. And I was there for her daughter to be born. You know, I watched and everything. And so I got my strength from her when I had him, you know, when I decided to make, you know, the decision I made. And she, you know, was my inspiration and the strength. She's who I drew my strength from. And this is one of her sons. Her daughter's in town, but she's not around. But anyhow, he's.
So when I met my sister for the first time, I met her for the first time. So.
And so he kind of become, him and his twin brother became like kids I never had. As much as I love my own. This is my Ryan. This is my baby. My oldest son, of course, in Virginia, that met him at the gathering for your episode.
It's me, Tommy NC 2010. I'm here, and we have our first visitor for the Tosh.0 viewing party, and his name is Randy. Where are you from, Randy?
Lynchburg, Virginia.
You came all the way down from Lynchburg, Virginia, just to watch this episode with me.
That I did.
And then Tommy has a brother, you know,
Right.
Sean, he's in the military, he's adopted also.
Yes, and this is his sister-in-law.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Jess. I'm Jess, and this is.
Lucas, our
Hi, Lucas. We talked the other night on the phone. I liked your shirt. That's cool. I understand that. But he is amazing. I'm so proud to see what he's become. Just wow. And it just, the whole time, for the past 28 years, my biggest concern was, were y'all good? You know, were y'all able to stay together and, you know, hoping that everything went well? I mean,
His fingers make it taste better. Attaboy, Tommy.
I think I'm getting the hang of this food here.
So folks, Ben and Toki, we're here and this is all unfolding right now. And they have brought me gifts, and as I brought Toki, I apologize for bringing anything. Let's see what we got here.
this is in honor of Halloween.
He loves Halloween.
Yes, I do.
Right?
He loves
That's why I seen the shirt, I knew it was him.
I'm here for the booze.
Cute.
OOS.
I love it. It's
glow in the dark too.
Yep, it glows in the dark.
oh my gosh.
I forgot that it glowed in the dark, and I brought it in my room. I had it in the bag, and I looked out the bag, and the bag was illuminated. I was like, oh yeah.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow. You'll float too. Excellent.
That is Tommy right
That's,
there.
I saw that in the cloud and I said, this is perfect.
Yes.
That had to ride in the back of the truck because Lori does not like cloud.
Look who's attention we
You guys
got.
get a lot of trick-or-treating.
You like that?
This is the gift that been at my house.
Really? No, we're not strangers. Oh, Jesus.
Now-
She was walking in. Where is she?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So this is just,
Mind blowing.
so just close up real quick. My parents have only told me a little bit. So let's go back to August 1990.
Okay.
I want to know everything, the emotions that night, when everything went down, what exactly happened, and what detailed in everything when it went down exactly. Like, because
What point?
just everything, it just
From
went
the time you were born, or?
to the time I was born, to everything that unfolded. Just
She called me mid-afternoon.
6 o'clock in the morning.
6 in the morning.
Yeah, 6 in the morning. Nobody was awake yet when I went into labor.
She said my water broke and I'm going to the hospital. So I beat her to the hospital.
Yep.
I was waiting in the
walked in
emergency
there and I
room.
got a towel and everything, trying to keep dry. And yeah, I walked in, I couldn't believe it. He was already there. And then the labor stopped, didn't it? And they had to put Pitocin, or what do they call it, to help get the labor going again.
She got stuck at so far and they had to encourage her to get fully dilated so you could come out into the world.
He didn't want to come out.
You didn't want to come out.
I started crying
For like
and thinking,
12
he's
hours.
never coming out. He's gonna stay in there forever. He's not coming out. I was so hungry. All I wanted was a T-bone steak dinner. I kept thinking about, and these fools go over, they start calling and order pizza from the room. I'm eating ice chips, starving.
That's all she
And they're ordering pizza.
We had a bunch of our friends that were all there.
And a lot of
in a waiting
people.
room.
A lot of people were in the room.
I remember that the one nurse came in and she said, all right, Toki, enough is enough. I want you to push one time for me, really hard. And she, and all of a sudden she went, go get the doctor, we're having this. And
He's coming.
She came in and just tried to play the tough nurse. And then it was it. It was it after that.
Because I got so weak and I just didn't think it was, I didn't think I had the strength.
now, I don't want this question to offend you, and it's just a true, honest question. After 28 years, like, you didn't know this would ever happen. Like, how come you guys kept thinking about it? Like, how come, like, that there would even be a spark of an idea? Like, how why did you torture yourself like that? Because
you were a part of me that was lost.
It wasn't torture. It wasn't torture at
It
all.
wasn't torture, but you were still a part of me. You know, you were still. It was like a missing piece. You know, it was like
did what
a
we
hole
did
in my
because
heart.
we weren't old enough and mature enough to take on responsibilities of being a good parent.
But we still loved you.
Oh yeah, and we knew that was the best thing and the best chance for you to have the life that you deserve. And so there was a lot of times that I would think about you, and there would be a sigh of relief knowing that you had a better opportunity than we could have given you. So it was the exact opposite. It wasn't stress. It was good stress. And we had not talked in a long time, and on your 18th birthday, she looked me up and found me. And the first question was, "Do you remember me?" And I said, "Do I remember you?" Of course I remember you. She said, "Do you know what today is?" And I stopped for a second, and I started doing the math, and I said, "It's Nathan's 18th." And she said, "Well, Tommy Jeans."
Because he didn't know about
I didn't know your name.
telling me my real name, my name was supposed to be Nathan.
Our name for you.
Yes, we named you as
It's
your
just
biological
something
parents.
that helped us.
But you were adopted by your parents, who gave you a beautiful name, Thomas Jean.
And you are.
You are
No, he's not
Thomas.
Gene.
I'm sorry.
He lied to me.
You're Tom.
Not he. The minister, he told me Gene, and it wasn't. What is it again? I
I don't
forgot.
know not saying yeah.
Okay, cool. But it's not.
So, but we had to name you by law. So we named you. We had to give him a name on his birth certificate. He has 2 birth certificates.
Oh, it was such a daze. They had
If
me
you want
so
your original
drugged
birth
up.
certificate, I would be happy to give it to
He
you.
has it.
I have your original
I had
birth
forgotten
certificate
all
along with
about
those
it.
pictures. If you guys would like it, you're more than happy to give it to you.
It doesn't change your name.
It doesn't change the name or who
You
you
are
are.
Tommy.
That's right.
You are who they.
Please know that.
And I want to say this, you guys, truly, and I want to say thank you for doing what you did and giving me the good life that I have now, and I really do appreciate that, and your sacrifice was very much appreciated, and it's an honor to meet you guys, and I was going to tell you that someday, if I ever, I don't know if I'll have a son,
You're going to do this to me again.
I'm going to name my first son Nathan.
And that was his choice for your name, Nathan. And Thompson is his middle name. So that's what I decided, Thompson.
That's my middle name.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I thought that would do that much, you know, to, I kind of told my parents that I don't think I'm going to have a son of my own, like from my own genes, because with my disability, I feel like that I don't want to put a child through that. So I feel like that I probably will go you guys route, and I probably will. And whoever I meet and hook up with, and I'll explain to her what I want to do exactly, and I'm probably going to adopt because I don't want to put a child through what I went through as a child with my problems and my gene pool and stuff like that. And I'm not talking bad about your guys' gene pool. I don't come in from your
That's
you
okay.
don't want to produce But, you know,
I think we created a pretty good kid, though.
Yeah, I think so.
With the great nurture from
That's right.
the parents that needed to raise you.
yes, they had a handful. They could have easily
We
thrown me.
dealt you a hand.
They could,
You know?
I swear that they could have easily thrown me up against the wall, but they didn't.
They could have tied you up, put you in a closet, too. I mean,
Anytime you want to look you up, see if you want to adopt them.
What's that line in Forrest Gump? They got you straight
You're
out,
not
boy,
right.
didn't they?
and here you
Here's your cookies.
She's been dying for 28 years to make him chocolate chip
No, I
cookies.
just have always said that as soon as I saw you, I was making cookies. There are your cookies.
Try one here.
Yeah, they're kind of melty there a little bit.
That's a good thing. They're better when they're warm.
I don't think so.
Y'all been at the hospital. Y'all been at the hospital, yes.
Oh, so it's been a while since.
They've never seen each other since the hospital. Same with Ben and I. We haven't, this is the first time him and I have seen each other since the hospital. Yeah, we talked on Facebook for the past 9 years. Delicious.
Best cookie ever.
Best cookie ever.
Yes.
I make a mean one too, but she makes the best chocolate chip.
I'm melting in my shoes right now.
Right?
But I haven't heard from him. And if this is something you want us to do, you need to speak loudly and clearly. And whatever you say to do, we'll honor that. I know sooner got the words out of my mouth than I heard it. So did she. So I gave you the son that you needed to fulfill this family. Now I've got one that needs you more than you need him. So we'll do it. And went on, said, and you're going to have trouble loving him first. Didn't understand that at all. Tommy, just so that you'll know, was the most fitful child we've ever been around for the first 6 months. He'd play up his arm when you try to get him dressed. You'd work up such a sweat you couldn't even put your clothes on first, trying to help him get dressed. And I honestly had trouble loving Tommy the first 6 months. On the day that we went to the attorney's office to finalize the adoption, I told Dee, I said, don't even come into Tommy's room, I'll take care of him. Because I knew what would happen. As soon as you wake him up, his mouth flies open and he screams like somebody's been pinching him. I mean, it was hard. And so I woke him up, his eyes open, his mouth stayed shut. I said, you're kidding. And I went to put his clothes on, and I knew I was going to be working up a sweat trying to get his clothes on. He lay there, let me do anything I want. I went in the other room. I told Dee, I said, he looks the same, but someone's exchanged Tommy for somebody else's baby. The other thing we knew about Tommy was the minute you put him in anything confined, like a car seat, he hated it. He screamed until you took him out. We had that long trip to the attorney's office there. And I knew it was going to be, hard on Dee and hard on me, and we're going to have to sit there and answer the attorney's questions. And some of the questions they'd asked, because we've been through this process before, are you emotionally prepared? Not just physically and financially, but are you emotionally prepared to take care of this child? We were going to answer yes no matter what, but we expected we'd be drained emotionally by the time we got there. Well, Tommy had not opened his mouth, hadn't cried, hadn't said anything, and usually if you're waiting in the halls trying to hold him in your arms, he's pushing and squirming and carrying. He fell asleep in my arms. It never happened. And he was a changed child from that day forward, so I don't know what happened, but everything the Holy Spirit told us was so true. And Tommy was a different child after that. And so it was hard. And I can just imagine how difficult it might have been for you, being young, no support system, and even as mature adults, it was tough on us. But we worked through it. We were so grateful. Tommy's taught me as much as I thought.
I did have a support system, and it was an amazing support system. I don't know where that come from, but my mother was there for me. She supported my decision, and everybody in my family did. And
I'm glad to know that.
Never came back, but father was an incredible man, Navy pilot, world-class sailor, heck of a father. Very tolerant, very patient. He would never raise his hand, but when he raised his voice, he would put the fear of God into you. And that's all it took was my father to raise his voice and
It sounds like my dad,
put you in line.
Sarge.
Ben, what were you telling me that you said your father was? I was telling Jess that you told me your father was a professional toaster.
He was a Toastmaster, yes.
A what?
Toastmaster. It's a class that you can take where you would stand up in front of a group of people and tell a story, tell a tale, tell a fable.
Good speech givers, really
Yes.
great.
We had a Toastmaster in our family. It was the person that buttered the toast in the breakfast bowl. Remember that? Or somebody would be assigned to be the Toastmaster. Mom would be making eggs and stuff. Somebody come be the Toastmaster. I know, that's just...
Yes, yes. Was his name Robert Story? He was the gentleman who went up to up in northern Canada, and he wrote a bunch of poetry, The Shooting of Dan McGrew. I want to say it was Robert Story. Well, my father loved him so much, he memorized pretty much every single story that he would write. And The Shooting of Dan McGrew was about a 15-minute story, and at my first only wedding reception, he got up and he did the entire Shooting of Dan McGrew in front of everybody.
That sounds like my dad.
And it was incredible. We'll never forget that.
I just want to let you know this, Toby. The day that I got your message, I just got done celebrating my birthday. I was watching wrestling with one of my good friends. I'm sitting on my floor, and I'm watching wrestling, and I pop open my phone, I hit Rose, and she spouts off your message. And I said a 4-letter word out loud, and my mind was just like, I'm just like, I looked at my friend, I'm like, dude, look at this message, and and I'm just gonna let you know, folks, at first I was really hesitant, and I said, if this is some kind of sick joke, I don't appreciate it. And the other thing I said in her message back to her, who is the church and who is the preacher that my parents worked with for my adoption? And 2 minutes after that, she messaged me back with some information, and I was a tad bit hesitant, and Toki was, you were asking me a lot of questions, and I wasn't trying to be rude, and I apologize if I had seemed rude, because at first I just said, please stop messaging me, I need to think about this.
And I stopped immediately.
And it took me a little bit, and it was just to let you know, I think it was a little bit Randy and my parents also, that told me to finally contact you. And I took a long walk that night, and Randy was messaging me. I got to a bar, and I hadn't really was drinking. I was just hanging out in the bar, and I got my Wi-Fi on. Randy had sent me a message and was talking with me, and I said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say to her. And he's like, just give her a chance, And I got home that night, and I think I sent you a message, and I started talking with you, and
That Sunday night.
that Sunday night,
It was a week, and it was the longest week of my life. It really was. Well, not the longest of my life, but it was a long week. I was chewing nails, and I think I talked to you about being so upset.
Several times. I think it was Monday that I finally sent you a text, a message, and I think it went like, hello Tommy, my name is Ben. I think you know who I am. I can't imagine what you're going through right now, but I just want to let you know that if you ever want to talk, please feel free. I left you my phone number, told you to call me anytime, and I think you called me back the next day.
Interesting fact, Toki, I didn't think, to be honest with you, I want to hurt your feelings when I say this. When Toki said that you were alive, and that kind of blew my mind. I was like,
that I knew where you were.
And I was like, holy crap. And I'm like, and when I pasted your name immediately and I went to your page and I was looking at your Facebook and I was just like trying to look, like, how does this guy look like me? And I kind of saw the hair.
Very much so.
I was like looking at the hair and I said, okay. And I looked at your eyes and I was like, okay, he has something.
We got your color eyes.
But, you know, this day right here, I'd have to say is the best day possibly of my life, and I appreciate meeting you guys, and I hope to have more celebrations with you guys, and, you know,
Count on it.
I hope to do more stuff with you guys, and you're always welcome in Black Mountain, and, you know, just let you know that.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to know you, and glad that you could fill in the space that because personally I've lost both of my grandparents now, and I'm glad that I have.
I'm still your grandmother.
I'm glad I could have another grandmother now, and I appreciate that. I really
Always
do.
be there for you.
I would make cookies for you too.
That's what I do.
You're always welcome to make them. Tommy told us
Yep.
about that.
Yeah?
He did. He said something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think there was something about when you saw him, you want to bake something.
That was my intention.
Yeah.
I tell Toki that every year. I said, when I see him, I said, I'm baking him cookies. Start to make up for all that's what grandmothers.
That's what awesome grandmothers do. That's right.
Yes.
And I
We have big dinners and family get-togethers, and
Yep.
from what I saw in the pictures, it seems like our families are a lot alike. And it just overwhelmed my heart to see that he was in such a good home and with such good loving parents that
Such a
still
relief.
together.
So, folks, I just want to say we've reached the end of this, and this journey has been amazing. And now my family has become bigger and bigger. And as always, I've said this for over 28 years. I'm Tommy NC 2010, and I'm keeping you on the inside.